Hello there. In this video we're going to take a look at a preview version of the DevExpress provider project for DockShell. So very much like if you've watched any of the other videos and where we've used the Telerik provider, pretty much providing the same functionality, modeling capabilities and so forth. So what we have here is we have a standalone LightSwitch application with a Northwind data source and 3 screens. And those 3 screens are mapped to a series of navigation groups. We have the home navigation group and we have the employees navigation group. And we have 2 screens mapped to home and 1 screen mapped to employees. And of course we have the administration group. We've enabled the Metro theme and the LightSwitch DockShell shell extension, and we have set the shell extension to be the soft landing DockShell and the LightSwitch Metro theme to be the theme. This is running in Visual Studio 2010. Of course, it'll be available for 2010 and 2012. So if we look at the model, we can see that we have a default DockShell element, and that actually maps over to your provider project. And in the provider project, we've built out a very simple shell, a default shell, which of course you can modify and looks something like this, where we've included the gallery strip inside the shell itself, and so there's a bar menu manager and so forth. Standard DevExpress implementation, if you will. And so that is pretty much the default shell. And if you go back to our model, you can see here that we have a ribbon group for a home and one for employees, which is automatically inserted for you when you build the model. And of course we have the 2 screens that are going to be dockable window screens that will be docking, in this case, in this home docking area, and down here this would be the employees dock area. All right, so if we give this a run now, so as you can see, it starts up. It has the default ribbon tab because that was in the shell. But if we navigate over, we can see the home tab has the 2 customers and orders options, and of course the employee tab has the employee tab. So if we launch the customer screen, you can see it starts spinning up. It's in a VM, so it's a bit slow on the pulling in the data at the back end. As you can see, it comes up, or it's still coming up. And same features as in the Telerik. Again, this is something that's dependent on your view container, but you can model out this back so that it changes, and the look at least changes from what it is. And of course you can save it. And if we open up the order screen, again it takes a while to get this back data. There we go. Now you notice when we flip between the 2 tabs, because we actually modeled them in isolation, so we've modeled these 2 screens to be associated to this navigation group, or in this case it's a ribbon tab, and it has its own docking area. And if we look down at the employees, it has its own docking area as well. So that's why when we look at the when we flip between these 2, we're not seeing we don't see the other screens, right? So if we flip back, you can see that we have the 2 in isolation. But they do seem to work fairly well. So we should be able to drag it is docking, so we should be able to drag and do all the things that you would normally do inside a container. As you can see, we have now basically the 2 views showing. And if we go back to here, we can now take this screen here and drag it. What we'll do is we'll make it floating. So we'll leave it up in like something like that. So it's floating, and if we go back to our screen here, you'll notice that it automatically hides the screen that's floating. And what's kind of nice is that this gallery, which has nothing to do with really the model itself, it's really a built-in strip that we've modeled, or sorry, we've put right inside the XAML. You can see that we can go uh, to these various strips and basically whatever screen we're on or whatever docking area that we're kind of tied to, it remains. Right. So if we go here, but then go here, you can see it comes over and flips over. And you know, all of the built-in features that you would expect are kind of here. So this is like part of the shell, and of course there's no implementation behind this. This is something that you'd have to put your own implementation behind. So that's cool. Even the close there, you notice it wasn't actually closing, but that's something that you could code up yourself. It does have the ability to move the strips around, so you can do that. And we'll have subsequent videos where we'll show you how you can dial in commands that will automatically show up inside this quick access toolbar. This is very similar to the Telerik controls. Obviously, the status bar along the bottom would be a good place to put you know, the current users, login user, and all of that good stuff. What else we got? In the gallery, it does have the ability to change the theme. It is a bit, it's not fast, but it might just be this environment. So you can see when I change the to, what's this, Office 2007 blue, and this is silver. And of course, we go to the Employees tab. We can see that this is the, I guess, the silver theme. And if we go back and change this to this theme, which is our original theme, you can see that it's gone back to the gray background. And we'll change that to this theme. And you can see that is the deep blue theme. So we have our deep blue theme, which looks not so bad. Yeah, looks pretty decent. So there you go. So there is the basically what we're looking at here is a DevExpress DockShell provider showing a Visual Studio 2010 LightSwitch application, and more to come. We have you know, we have a lot of testing to do around this provider, but basically what we're hoping to attain at the end of the day is the same sort of capabilities that are available in the Telerik, and then we have subsequent providers that we're working on for a number of other major third-party control vendors. So I expect to see those come out shortly after we have our next release. Thank you and have a great day.